Welcome, my name is Yana the Heretic, and this is my channel where we discuss human design. I like to call it the unpopular opinion becoming popular. Human design isn't for everyone, but for those who listen. And listening is what gate we are in. It is the gate of the listener. It is gate 13, and it is located in our G center, which is called the magnetic monopole. It is at the very center portal. There's 4 portals below and 3 above. And this is the magnet that holds this bridge together. And it's all about identity. It's about direction and where you find love and where you find attention, where people need you and want you in life. And gate 13 is called the gate of the listener and the fellowship of man. And it started about 3 p.m. yesterday. That'll be February 1st, Pacific Standard Time. And we fall into a new quarter. So this is the quarter that we always start off our year with. If you are on the human design calendar, of course, we have our New Year's a little later in the month, around gate 41, which was last week. And gate 13 follows. So this is really where we hit the quarter of initiation. So the quarter of initiation is all about the mind. So taking everything that we have accumulated as a cycle within our sensing circuit and putting it to an end. So being able to understand how the cycle ended, how it changed you, and what shaped your depiction of the future and what you desire to see in the future, how you've matured in this initiatory process. So allowing yourself to really truly take in again after this cycle has ended. We fall under the archetype of Kali, the Hindu deity, and she's a very fierce and ruthless goddess. And we normally see her in her most fierce nature, the one that's carrying a severed head, and there's fire and destruction in her wake. But she's also the creator, and she's also the protector of true integrity. So we hold on to the pure gold in our mind, what has been the true gold of your experience within your brain and your memory. Although it is linked into your G center, it's changing your identity because of the things that you know and that you've received through experience. Gate 13 is reaching up to the throat, and gate 33 will not be with us this transit, but the difference between them is gate 13 listens to all things, and they are the natural orators of history because they obtain all of the knowledge. They, especially around this time, try to be as selective as possible because time is important and reason is important. You don't want to just hear somebody's bullshit all day, but they hold on to the conversations that are truly of value, and they will remember just about anything. So these are people that look for the key in the wordplay. So the key is something that they can take that is of true value to them, that changes the way that they see the world. So like Kali is the destroyer of ego, the destroyer of all false identity, we build the truth, we seek the truth. So we have to be open to listening to other people's depictions of life, what fuels them, their vulnerability, their secrets, what has changed their mind and the way that they do things. So a lot of thoughts and a lot of just ability to try something new out, to listen to somebody new, to learn something new, because you're always trying to achieve what was unreachable in the past because you just didn't have the capacity to hold on to it. You were still a beginner in something, and now we're truly like starting to work with the cycle and to ascend this idea, this maturity within, even refining the chambers of your limbic system. So allowing yourself to let those old thought patterns die off is what we're going to see, and all of the true integral things will stay. The ones that we want to build and play off of, that are new, that are fresh, that are open. So this is really a beautiful and divine time to see what comes through, to see what truly changed your thoughts, and who are you going to listen to that allows you to feel inspired. Or things may just come at you from all angles. People will tell you things, people will tell you their secrets, and it's up to you to hold it in, or not. But the unnatural tendency, so once gate 13 is out of our sun and you do not typically have this gate in your chart, you may find yourself back to square one, where you're the one that's talking and you're the one that's not listening. So remind yourself that that's a huge quality. That's a very important quality. Everyone wants to be listened to. Everyone wants to have attention, from time to time in their life, and to be heard and to be seen as who they are. So experience that and allow yourself to really see the difference between how you used to think about things and what has changed. There's tons and tons of politics that are trying to rule out this or that nowadays, and that's going to keep on happening nationwide, and conspiracies are only like coming at us and narrowing in, and we're breaking these things open, and we may have to learn how to share, and this is a collective gate. So the collective is, a place of source knowledge, what everyone knows, and that is why it's called the Fellowship of Man. So we try to drop in, like Google, or maybe poor example, but any website you want, DuckDuckGo, whatever it is that you like using, Chrome, or whatever it is that you like. But wherever collective knowledge is, it is used for a foundation that we play off of. So what does your foundation look like, and what are you filtering day to day that affects your actual mind? That's what we'll be thinking about a lot, and we'll start to drop down, drop our ego and drop down into what's actually pure and real, and be reborn from that, and to feel protected in that process as we burn like calcination into this new cycle. And I wish you the best. I wish you the best. Yeah. To be able to sacrifice your life as an orator to depict history is so crazy to me. Like, just to be able to have enough memory to know the value of history and the way that things have lined up throughout time, and be able to actually share that in secrecy, like that's so much integrity. And I think we could all use a lot more of that. Keep people's secrets, use them for your own key, but take what you will and leave the rest, so yeah, that's my suggestion. And maybe write some stuff down But yeah, sacrificing your life for the truth that you experienced is something that's very integral, and I hope that everyone takes that close to home, you know. So, questions of the week. Let me pull this up for you. So, we also have channels in transit that are very inspiring at the same time. They don't, you know, they're not filtering through this whole entire week, but we have the channel of initiation in general. So you're a spirit of the warrior that walks your own path, and the channel of maturation, a design of balanced development. So you have to go through the end of your new cycle in order to really understand what you've learned. And the channel of transitoriness. So we've had this channel 35, 36. I have this channel personally, and it's just the desire and drive for new experiences, especially ones that stimulate your emotional cavity. So and adventure and being like skillful. So we're constantly just yearning right now to experience new things in order to obtain skills and maturity and initiate ourselves through a new process and in mastery. Questions this week. What have you learned to never do again? And how has that matured you? I'm trying to pull up a thought, you know, based off of what I'll never do again. I'm not going to let myself be small, really, you know, not be heard. I think that's really where it's at. Just don't fake it. There's no fake it to make it. That's a shitty foundation to live by, honestly. Like, just be real. And like I had mentioned before, being real, embracing abracadabra, as I speak, I create, you'll see way more glorious shifts in your life if you just allow yourself to be real. So, are people telling you key information that you want to remember this week? What do you reveal? So, you know, personal stuff, like what do you find important that you've learned this week? Do you feel typically able to listen to others without interrupting or assuming that they mean what you think they do? I have that happen a lot to me. I'm surprised I don't have this fucking channel because I feel like I'm always listening, and yeah, I find that once I start talking, even though my throat is defined, I tend to still get a lot of people that are they just assume that I think the same way, and that's part of this initiatory process, is like, actually, you know, like I have to go back. It's part of being like myself, you know. Like, I got throat definition too, bitch, you know, like. So going back and just being like, hey, actually you're wrong about what you thought, dude. Let me like show you this. And that's the way to get around that for me, that I've found. How does it feel to be listened to? Does it feel good, or do you feel weird after you shared your thoughts, and why? What is that limitation doing for you? Or is it even a limitation? Are you typically individual and you have the gate of aloneness? Who knows? Like, maybe you don't like sharing a lot, but it's nice to know if that's really true about you, or if you're having like a limitation to being seen, and why. So yeah, is it hard to listen? You know, ask yourself that this week. How hard is it to listen, and what do you normally resort to? And maybe we can change that up a bit so we can like gain some perspective. Yeah, why is it hard to listen? So I will see you guys next week on my channel. As always, ask me questions about anything. Tell me about your day, whatever you'd like. And I will see you next week.